First Chronicles chapter 19. Later, King Nahash of the Ammonites died, and his son succeeded him. David said, I will express my loyalty to Hanun, son of Nahash, for his father was loyal to me. So David sent messengers to express his sympathy over his father's death. When David's servants entered Ammonite territory to visit Hanun and express the king's sympathy, the Ammonite officers said to Hanun, Do you really think David is trying to honor your father by sending these messengers to express his sympathy? No, his servants have come to you so they can get information and spy out the land. So Hanun seized David's servants and shaved their beards off. He cut off the lower part of their robes so that their buttocks were exposed, and then sent them away. Messengers came and told David what had happened to the men, so he summoned them, for the men were thoroughly humiliated. The king said, Stay in Jericho until your beards grow again. Then you may come back. When the Ammonites realized that David was disgusted with them, Hanun and the Ammonites sent 1,000 talents of silver to hire chariots and charioteers from Aram, Naharaim, Aram-Maachah, and Zobah. They hired 32,000 chariots along with the king of Maachah and his army, who came and camped in front of Medeba. The Ammonites also assembled from their cities and marched out to do battle. When David heard the news, he sent Joab and the entire army to meet them. The Ammonites marched out and were deployed for battle at the entrance of the city, while the kings who had come were by themselves in the field. When Joab saw that the battle would be fought on two fronts, he chose some of Israel's best men and deployed them against the Arameans. He put his younger brother Abishai in charge of the rest of the army, and they were deployed against the Ammonites. Joab said, If the Arameans start to overpower me, you come to my rescue. If the Ammonites start to overpower you, I will come to your rescue. Be strong. Let's fight bravely for the sake of our people and the cities of our God. The Lord will do what he decides is best. So Joab and his men marched toward the Arameans to do battle, and they fled before them. When the Ammonites saw the Arameans flee, they fled before Joab's brother Abishai and withdrew into the city. Joab went back to Jerusalem. When the Arameans realized they had been defeated by Israel, they sent for reinforcements from beyond the Euphrates River, led by Shophach, the commanding general of Hadadezer's army. When David was informed, he gathered all Israel, crossed the Jordan River, and marched against them. David deployed his army against the Arameans for battle, and they fought against him. The Arameans fled before Israel. David killed 7,000 Aramean charioteers and 40,000 infantrymen. He also killed Shophach, the commanding general. When Hadadezer's subjects saw they were defeated by Israel, they made peace with David and became his subjects. The Arameans were no longer willing to help the Ammonites. Chapter 20. In the spring, at the time when kings normally conduct wars, Joab led the army into battle and devastated the land of the Ammonites. He went and besieged Rabbah, while David stayed in Jerusalem. Joab defeated Rabbah and tore it down. David took the crown from the head of their king and wore it. Its weight was a talent of gold, and it was set with precious stones. He took a large amount of plunder from the city. He removed the city's residents and made them to do hard labor with saws, iron picks, and axes. This was his policy with all the Ammonite cities. Then David and all the army returned to Jerusalem. Later there was a battle with the Philistines in Gezer. At that time, Sibbecai the Hushathite killed Sippai, one of the descendants of the Rephaim, and the Philistines were subdued. There was another battle with the Philistines in which Elhanan, son of Jair, the Bethlehemite, killed the brother of Goliath, the Gittite, whose spear had a shaft as big as the crossbeam of a weaver's loom. In a battle in Gath, there was a large man who had 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, 24 in all. He too was a descendant of Rapha. When he taunted Israel, Jonathan, son of Shimea, David's brother, killed him. These were the descendants of Rapha who lived in Gath. They were killed by the hand of David and his soldiers. We're going to stop here today. Next time we're going to be starting from 1 Chronicles chapter 21. I'll see you then.